Today we are going to build a chocolate factory in Minecraft that has a farm producing us cocoa beans, a farm for wheat, a working chocolate river and much more.
Welcome back to the survival series. And oh yes, today we will try to recreate the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory but in Minecraft.
Minecraft has cocoa beans, which is basically chocolate that you can't eat. But in our factory we also wanna farm wheat so we can make and sell the cookies. They look absolutely delicious chocolate chip cookies and best of all, you can eat them.
How people usually farm cocoa beans is by filling up a whole wall of them, then wait for them to grow up and just flush it with water. I have to admit, this is pretty satisfying, but it can't be automated.
So we went on a search for a better one and found this Chinese YouTuber Longan RG, who made a fully AFK-able cocoa bean farm. This works by you placing the cocoa beans in a minecart and using flying machines to harvest it. But it has one tiny little problem. It is way too small.
After almost 5 hours of making modifications, it looks nothing like it used to. It now has 2 layers, it's also longer, a whole different system for starting and stopping the farm, so basically everything is changed except the flying machines. I'm really happy with this and the cocoa bean farm design is ready.
Wheat farming is easy, there are tons of designs that work well and are fully automated, thanks to the guys. So now we can focus on the actual factory design. And by we, I mean only me and Robin. What we can show you is the item collection process. As usual, most blocks could be gathered from our storage room, but not the sea lanterns.
We could gather those from ocean monuments. But come on, that's not how we do things here. Instead, we took on a project to build the garden farm. This will also guarantee us the unlimited supply of prismarine blocks in the future. After just an hour and a half of building, the farm was ready and working perfectly. A great farm we can't AFK at, but most importantly, you can never have too many farms in Minecraft.
The perfect location for this chocolate factory would be on top of a mountain or a hill, since it's gonna be a castle style build. And oh wow, this area we just found looks amazing with all the huge mountains. Just imagine the Willy Wonka style factory right over there.
As the first step, we gotta grab our shovels and pickaxes to flatten the ground a bit.
And while we do that, I wanna tell you about our sponsor Salad, where you can use your idle computer to make some extra revenue. While Robin built the garden farm and went to AFK, he left Salad running on his computer, and without him doing anything, it earned him money. Salad is trusted by over 1 million users and have paid out over $5.7 million, which is pretty crazy. Oh, and we just got the area nice and flat, but I am still in the middle of our sponsor.
Let's just do the layout of the factory next, and you can continue then.
After you earn some balance, you can redeem it for all sorts of gift cards, games, or even buy the special Shulkercraft mantle cape. When downloading Salad and signing up with the promo code FACTORY, you will get double the earnings for a limited time. So put your idle computer to work and make some extra money with Salad using the link below. Remember to use the code FACTORY, and thank you Salad for sponsoring this episode. And also just like that, the layout of the factory is done. And this is the size it's gonna be, but some parts of it will go pretty high up to the sky.
The first area we are gonna build is on the back here, and this is going to be the cocoa bean farm.
As a special feature, this has a chocolate themed flooring pattern, which turned out to be way harder to build than I thought.
Automation wise, this cocoa bean farm will be just great. The only thing a player needs to do here is just hold down the right click. And that is it. But does it function like we planned it? That you will see when the factory is ready.
After an hour and 40 minutes of building, the farm was ready and it looks pretty cool, especially with that floor. But the floor is only one part of the factory, it also needs some walls and a roof as well, so that is what we are doing next.
To make it more factory style, we are not gonna build a stone bricks cube over it. Instead, we are using different stone blocks and different shapes to give this building a true factory look. Also, you can't forget the windows and unique ventilation holes that the chocolate factory may need.
Also, I wanna give a shout out to Corporal Franz, whose chocolate factory was a huge inspiration for this whole build. The link to his channel will be down below. Oh, and talking about the amazing smell of chocolate coming from these vents, the village right over there can probably feel it already.
So we took a visit there and invited some guests over that may wanna see the chocolate factory build in progress. Little did they know they will become the workers here later on.
Now it's about an hour later and the factory has its roof ready. As I said before, this factory also needs a wheat farm and this is gonna be our next step. That's gonna be right next to the cocoa bean farm and built in this round shaped area. Willy Wonka's main colors were purple and gold, so that is why you're gonna see a lot of purple and yellow color in this build.
It's such a nice combination and it also makes the factory a lot more fun looking. The villager wheat farm was built exactly 4 layers tall and that's gonna be our only place we need workers for. This thing took an hour and 30 minutes to build and the villagers are already starting their work, which is nice to see.
And no one is pressuring them into doing this, see? They are doing it all by themselves. The area between the two farms is really messy, so we need to fill it with more buildings. These are not gonna be anything other than decoration and space for us to build something inside. The end goal is of course that you can walk through the whole building and explore around.
Another thing Willy Wonka's factory had was the huge land of candy and sweets with the chocolate river. And that is gonna be in this big building with a glass roof. Here we just went crazy with decoration and the chocolate river is gonna be connected with the actual cocoa bean farm. But I will show this a bit later on.
I think this came out pretty good, but it took us 2.5 hours to build. Definitely pretty close to the real thing, except everything here is pixelated and blocky. But that's just Minecraft. We built the cocoa bean farm and the wheat farm before, but to make the cookies you need to craft these two ingredients together, and that is where the next building comes into play.
In here we will have the wheat and cocoa beans come together and with the flick of a lever you can get both. But this is still a business, so you gotta sell the cookies somewhere. So on the outside we have a little store where all the chocolate factory visitors can buy some cookies. This area took us 1 hour to build.
This whole factory is looking so beautiful, but we are still missing the entrance. Here we are building an entrance for our factory visitors, but also areas where the factory employees can go, since somebody needs to do the hard work as well.
And the front of the factory deserves some beautiful castle themed towers, so people know this is the entrance to go to. The whole entrance area and some decorations here took us an hour and 40 minutes.
Wow, this looks amazing, but that is not all. If I show you a picture of the Willy Wonka's factory from the outside and then ours, do you notice what is missing? That is right, the huge chimneys. We saved these for the last, since they turned the factory from epic to very epic.
In total we will have 7 different chimneys with all the colors, shapes and sizes. You know, one for melting chocolate, one for all the machine exhaust fumes and they're all necessary somehow. And this was a quick half an hour build to make all of these chimneys.
And now let me show you around in this epic chocolate factory. Oh wait a second, I don't think these buildings are meant to be floating. Shulker landscaping to the rescue and fixing up all the land. I think now we can try again.
As you approach it from far away, it's pretty hard not to notice it.
And welcome Robin to the chocolate factory. Entering to the first building you will have an option to take the factory tour or go through the employee gate, which has a metal detector. And now Robin, we're gonna be taking the tour this way here.
And when you walk through these doors, you enter the gorgeous Candyland. This is looking so cool, but all the roads will actually lead you to the next part, which will be right over here. Going up the stairs and you can see the cocoa bean farm in action. This is looking so cool.
What it does is basically the farm operator, which is me right now, has some cocoa beans in his hands and just plants them to all the jungle wood. Then the farm waits until the cocoa beans grow up and starts harvesting them.
And it harvests by just pushing the logs back and forth. Then every cocoa bean that is not replanted will be collected by hopper minecarts. In total it produces 2500 cocoa beans per hour and they take a secret road somewhere, which is right over here to the chocolate river. How cool is that?
I will show you where they go from this river in just a moment. Now our tour continues to the wheat farm, where you can have a look at all the villagers doing their job, still by their own will of course, producing us around 600 wheat per hour. But following along this road we get to the packaging station.
Here, as you can see, all the cocoa beans arrive. The wheat comes here as well, and activating these levers will make your crafting super easy.
Oh, cookies, nom nom, these are so good. And of course, if you don't wanna steal the cookies like I did, then you can buy them from the outside shop.
And this is what 3 days of planning, 1 day of collecting blocks, and 12 hours of building gets you.
A chocolate factory that I think looks absolutely amazing, and I am so proud of this build here.
If you wanna explore it yourself, then check out the Word download link below, and we will see you next week for another cool project. See ya, bye!
See ya, bye!